So anyway, like I said, we're going to get some rain coming up for a good 3 days, and there might be something in between where I could go walk. With it just being cloudy, but it could be sprinkling, it could be doing, in other words, I don't know what the weather's going to do. So I went for a pretty rough hike yesterday, and what I mean by that is it was Woods Walk Gun Talk number 12, and the problem I had was it was in the 50s, low 50s, which was nice, but the problem is we had ice, which, because it was in the low 50s, had water on it from melting, so it was very slippery, and everything else was mud because of the pouring rain we had. So and I'm feeling that walk yesterday, and it's because of the muscles in my hips. Every step yesterday was trying not to fall, stiffening up when you'd land, kind of feeling out where you were walking, so it felt like I walked twice as far than I did. And now I'm walking again the day after. So it's taking me a while to loosen up here. Hopefully by the end of this little stretch here, I'll have my juices flowing. And I have the bottom right side of my lower back is what I injured in 2005. Consequently, right now, my right leg and my right knee is what I feel. It doesn't hurt, it's just fatigued. And my lower back is having a hard time loosening up, so it will eventually. I'll probably pay for it later tonight, but I'll knock it back with some painkiller. Ibuprofen over the counter works very well for me. A lot of people like Aleve, that type, 12-hour relief. For muscle and joints, I like ibuprofen, and for nerve pain, I like Aleve. Excuse me. So I'm going to take a regular short. What I mean by short is my regular 5-mile city walk on normal sidewalks. After about a mile, I'll loosen up. And I've also noticed my slowest time walking is that first mile. So I think subconsciously that happens to me too, that first mile. My body takes a mile to get going. Now I'm starting to feel warm, like I'm just starting to get a sweat. So I'm not going to push too hard today. I'm just going to do a regular walk, just because I don't know if I'm walking for the next 3 days or not. It'll be warm enough at night now this week. I think Wednesday it's supposed to be 57. I'll be in the upper 40s at night. So I'll be able to walk at night if I want to, if I get a break in the rain action. So this Thorn Crag, where we went yesterday for the woods walk, so I don't know if I'm going to upload this walk. I'll wait till I play it back, see how it looks, if it's interesting or not. I haven't uploaded yesterday's woods walk at Gun Talk yet, but I will do that when I get back from this walk. I have edited the video. I also edited the Panther Arms AR-10 in 308 review and shooting video. So, excuse me, I need to upload that as well. I got better footage than I thought I did. We had problems with a bipod coming loose, a scope coming loose, but the rifle itself ran just fine. It was really good. Very happy that I can walk early this year. Last year I had to wait till March 12th. Today is March 4th. So I've been walking off and on all winter this year, which was not expected. We had plenty of warm stretches. And for me, basically, if it's over 35 degrees, very walkable. I went for 3 or 4 of them that were colder than that, but the sun was out. And we did go on one or two where it was windy and not so warm. It was one of those ones where I started out and I was like, well, was this a good idea? Well, I already invested time and energy into it. Gotta finish it. But I wanted to walk. Right now, though, it's about 54 degrees. The sunshine feels like it's 60. I'm wearing a hoodie with a long sleeve and a 2XL t-shirt over that, and I'm getting warm. But I am wearing a ball cap for the first time and not a winter hat. A Boston Bruins hat. Pretty soon we'll see apples pop out on this tree right here. This old apple tree. And we'll have the chickens are out. See them? I don't know if you can see them. There's 2 chickens. 3. I got 3 chickens coming out of the chicken coop. They're enjoying a nice day out there clucking around. I'd walk up and film their chickens for you, but I don't know if they'll be cool with that. It's private property. I would probably find it annoying if it were me. And that's usually what I use as a gauge. I mean, I'm sure I could go do that anyway, but you've seen chickens before. And we've seen them from a distance, so you know what they look like. I just like having this content available on my channel because it's something I like to do. Feel like I'm falling behind a little bit on my vinyl records, but to be honest with you, there's 3 million videos on YouTube, and most of them are all for vinyl records. Most of them are, these are my finds today, or my finds this week. Every time I watch one of those, 90% of what they're showing, I already have it because I have a large collection. So that gets boring pretty quick. I like watching reviews for new releases because with those, you know, reissues, like Walmart's really good at that. Target, Blockbuster, I mean Best Buy, not Blockbuster, but they have exclusives. Like Target might have an exclusive transparent marble red. Walmart will have a transparent gold one. And they'll be exclusive to that chain. And they'll all be the same album, same pressing, same packaging. So they have these different variants, which are nice. I like different variants. I get a bunch that are the same release with different variants. I have a vinyl LP in my vinyl playlist on my page profile, and one of the latest ones was the Creep Show and Creep Show 2 vinyl LPs, which displayed the original Creep Show vinyl LP from 1983, I think it was, and the more modern reissues with the different variants. So those are pretty cool things to check out. So I've noticed the price of some records have gone down recently. There's an outlet online that I like. Just to give an example, if you go to Bull Moose Music in Lewiston, or any record outlet online for the big chains, like if you're going to go buy something from Walmart.com or Amazon, you know, Pink Floyd reissues, like let's say Wish You Were Here. I have one of those reissues, and I have 2 originals, so I got 3 copies of that. But the new reissues are so good sounding that I usually play the reissue because it just sounds better. Technology now has meshed with the old technology. They've learned how to make vinyl records again properly. They don't sound sterile and digital like they copied it from a CD anymore. They're actually mastered for vinyl. So, problem I have is 5 years ago, the vinyl LP that was $18.99 is now $24.99 at the big box stores. So that's where this website that I like comes in. It's called millionsofrecords.com or 1millionrecords.com, something like that. The Pink Floyd Wish You Were Here album that sells for $27.95 locally, or at Best Buy or at Walmart, is $21.95 on there, and their shipping's like $5 or $6. So it comes out to about the same, but because of the shipping, you can toss in like 2-3 more records, and the shipping doesn't exponentially increase every time. So you can buy 4 or 5 albums and pay $8 to $10 shipping, and you're actually saving a few bucks for each album compared to buying it locally. And when a company packages records good online, it's okay. Most of the time. Now, my Pink Floyd Wish You Were Here reissue I bought, that came from, my copy came from, I can't remember now, I think it came from Europe at the time, which costs way too much to order now. Since the pandemic, the prices in Europe have gone up so high for records, and especially for shipping. You're paying almost as much for shipping to the United States as you did for the record. But anyway, that record had a little piece of something inside the sleeve that caused friction on the record during shipping. So these little hairline marks on the record. Now, they don't cause any skips, they're not scratches, but they're hairlines, and you can hear them, because Wish You Were Here is a very quiet album through many passages. So you can hear a little static and crackling. It's like just low enough to not ruin it, but there's enough there to hear, and it bugs me. So I might scout out another copy. But my other Pink Floyd reissues all sound perfect with no issues. They did a good job with it. The Led Zeppelin ones too. And the Led Zeppelin ones, same story. They sound better than the originals. They were mastered for vinyl, and they were mastered from the original recording reels, restored. It cost a few bucks, and they were done by Jimmy Page himself, supervised it. All aspects of it. And let me tell you, these records have never sounded so good. And ones for like Physical Graffiti, they came out with the deluxe. For each one of the releases, they had a deluxe. And what that was, is you buy the original one, it was just one single LP, like you always knew and loved. Then you buy the extra one. Well, now you're going to get a deluxe. And that deluxe has tracks and alternate versions of the songs that you grew up and listened to. So it's kind of cool to hear different studio takes of the songs that you've always known. And it's like the guitar solos and the drumming and the vocals, they're kind of the same, but they're different. And that's one thing I love about this new resurgence in vinyl, is if you already have something like the classic Doors album, LA Woman, which I have 2 copies of that. I went and got the Record Store Day version, which was a special unreleased. And a lot of people don't know that a lot of those Doors songs you listen to were recorded live in the studio. That's how they recorded. So, as you can imagine, they did a lot of takes. And they were kind of an improv jam band, really. So, some of these takes, you know, they would have the chorus, they'd have the bridge, and they'd have the solos pretty much down. But when that time came, they stayed to the same structure and formula and breaks in the songs, but they played each one differently. And it's really cool to hear the entire LA Woman album with all alternate cuts, which is what I have on vinyl. I guess it's pretty collectible now. It only came out a few years ago. So that's one I paid $18 for at the record store like 5 years ago. Now it's worth $90 or something like that, in mint condition like mine is. And that'll go up because it was a limited edition for record store day only. I think there was only 2, maybe 4,000 copies made total worldwide. And I do that a lot too, or used to, before said shipping went through the roof from Europe and Canada and the UK. I used to be able to buy a record from Germany be €4, €6. €4 came out to like $5.50 US or something to buy a record for the shipping all the way from Germany to the Maine here. $5 or $6. I mean, that's crazy low. So now it's $25 to $30. And if you can find a record for $20, $25 that you want in Europe and then ship it here for $30, now you're talking $55 for one record. And I ain't paying that no more. Didn't pay it before, I'm not gonna pay it now. That's crazy. There's just something fundamentally about, even before the pandemic, I stopped buying from Canada for that reason. You'd buy a $5 or $6 vinyl record in Canadian, which was like $4 US or something, and then the shipping was like $15 to $20 US. Like, are you out of your freaking mind? And now you got to do a customs things that you didn't have to do before. I think Canada has done everything it can possibly do to hurt itself. Almost like it's on purpose. Can't explain it really, other than that. So anyways, the Led Zeppelin ones, they have like these super deluxe ones. Like, I got a couple of them that are triple LPs. They'll come with an LP of alternate takes and rare B-sides. That you could only get on the flip side of a single. A couple of them were really good, and that was the only way to get them, either from a European compilation or a single. So there was actually a European Atlantic compilation I bought just for a Led Zeppelin song you could only get on that album. But now they included it on these bonus discs. So I have them that way. So anyways, the deluxe version of Led Zeppelin 1 has a Live in Paris 1969, which was a very popular bootleg album that sold a lot of copies because it sounded good and it was a good performance. And that must have miffed Jimmy Page because he stuck it in as a bonus disc. So now it's a legal copy. And it's damn good. That's the concert, I believe. Jimmy Page was playing his now infamous Telecaster. They had the home paint job on it. It was a Telecaster that Jeff Beck had given him. Fender Custom Shop actually reissued it under license from Jimmy Page. So you could Google that if you want to. That would be the Fender Custom Shop Jimmy Page Telecaster. You'll know when you find it, when you find this thing that has some psychedelic artwork on it that looks like it was done by hand, which it was on his copy. So it's kind of funny, they copied everything on it, including the pickups and everything else, and how Jimmy Page had the wiring, because he rewired his guitarist to do what he wanted it to do for Led Zeppelin. Most of the Led Zeppelin recordings you hear were done with the Telecaster, by the way. He's famous for the Les Paul live in concert, but in the studio, the tones you can get with an Alnico Magnet single coil Telecaster is just amazing. So he used that on a lot of records. But live, you have all that power and amplification, and single coils like the feedback. They have hum, they have issues with other electronic equipment around them. So he used the Les Paul. A few different ones actually. His number one and number two. His number one is a 1959 Les Paul that he bought from Joe Walsh. Joe Walsh actually flew specifically with 2 or 3 different ones because he collected those. He made a lot of money with the Eagles, as you can imagine, and the James Gang, and he probably was well off to begin with. I don't know, but anyway, back then these Les Pauls were not collectible like they are today. So if you think about that, 1971, 72, the Europeans discovered the Les Pauls, and every time they would go on tour in America, they would stop in the pawn shop and buy them for, you know, $300–400. Today they're worth, some of them, $300,000, $500,000. Very rare, they didn't make many. So Eric Clapton's Les Paul that he named Beau, which was on some early Cream records, and Keith Richards from the Rolling Stones had a 59 and a 58. He also had a 57 or 58 Black Beauty Les Paul custom. It's all black with gold hardware. That's another one where he drew some, I think he drew a dragon on it or something like that with some paint. So anyway, Jimmy Page's 59 Les Paul, he thought the neck was a little too fat. He wanted it more like the Telecaster neck. So he had a luthier shave the neck down some. A lot of people are afraid to do that because it can change the tone, and if you get it too thin, it can actually cause the guitar neck to move because it's too thin and the truss rod inside doesn't compensate enough. So there's things like that that I enjoy with guitars. I don't talk about guitars too much on my walks. I don't know why. My main guitar that I like to play is a 2016 Gibson Custom Shop Les Paul. It's a historic, it's called. And it's a VOS, which is a vintage original spec. It was very pricey, but they're hand built and they're replicated to be like the coveted $500,000 1958, 59 ones, 1960. So I think I have talked about it before on one of my walks, but that's my number one. Fantastic guitar, best one I've ever owned. Not all the ones I've had. So, anyways, sometimes a guitar just has it. You know, I've got one I spent like $200 on. $250 maybe. Basically renovating a mid-1990s guitar body, Fender body. Got a good price on the body. I think I paid like $35, $40 for it. They sold it because the finish was cracked, which I thought was ridiculous because custom shop guitars, they crack the finish on purpose. It's called finish checking, which happens with old age with a good finish. So I was like, oh yeah, okay, $40, no problem. That's better than the $250 it's worth. So I bought that. I bought a neck for it, officially licensed by Fender. I think I paid $140 for that, and the rest of the stuff was most of the parts I had already, which is another good thing about Fender Stratocasters. They're kind of like AR rifles, very interchangeable with each other, and you can build one from spare parts. So think of it as the guitar neck is the upper and the guitar body is the lower. Think of it that way. So, big news today. Donald Trump is on the ballot. Supreme Court ruled on that. And I was very happy to see the Supreme Court ruled 9-0. That removes any doubt. You can't have the media and the media spin it as it's a rigged Republican court. We need to fix the courts. They're allowing an insurrectionist to run for office. Nope, nope. You got two absolutely left-wing loonies on the Supreme Court bench, and they also voted that he should be on it. And they weren't really, they said in their, each one's dissent, from what I gathered, I didn't get a chance to in-depth read each one's. I usually do that. But the gist of it was that we are a federation of states, and each state agrees to play by the rules of the federal government, which is under the auspices of the United States Constitution. So Colorado tried to do what we knew was ridiculous and stupid to begin with. they tried to apply the U.S. Constitution to state law, and the Constitution expressly forbids states interfering in elections, which we knew that already. But, you know, these SOBs, they got to do it anyway just to piss everybody off. All they did was they made Trump more popular. Right now he's running away with it. New poll came out today, 71%. 71% of voters think Biden shouldn't be running, he's too old. And not only that, that he's incompetent. That was a new poll. And that was a Siena poll, which the AP likes to use, the biased leftist AP. And in that same poll, 62% were ones that voted for Biden. Out of that 71%, 62% of those were people that voted for Biden before, and they don't want to this time. Then I saw a couple of videos yesterday which made me feel good. Well, it made me feel bad because people are having a hard time getting by. But these two black guys were like, yeah, I voted for Biden, and he goes, I can't believe what they're trying to sell on the media. That's what this guy said. And he goes, there ain't nothing that's going to fool you out of your grocery bill when you go shopping, he said. And that's exactly what he said. So, you know, you could put out all the propaganda you want to. It's obviously not working. Even people that, you know, wish Trump wasn't running, if they have an option, they're going to vote for Trump because they could go buy things when Trump was president. So that's what's going on. It's all coming apart, unglued. So I have a feeling Biden is going to have some kind of health episode. It's either going to be real or staged, and he's going to bow out of the presidency, and they're going to insert somebody that is a household name, because they're running out of time to build up somebody and campaign. So some people are saying Hillary again, because she's a loyal servant of the DNC, and they always reward their own. That's why Biden was nominated. He was a household name, guaranteed to get the black vote, which he did. So I don't know what they're gonna. You got Gavin Newsom in New Hampshire, or as Trump calls him, New Scum. New Scum. Gavin Newscum, who Gavin Newsom is financially in trouble in California. California's GDP is larger than most countries on the planet, and he managed to screw that up. So fits right in with the Democrats, because they do things like, well, we're going to pay for health care for illegals, and we don't care if illegals get in car accidents or drive illegally without a license. Who cares if your car insurance goes up so high that you can't afford it? But you'll get in trouble if you don't have it, unless you're an illegal. I mean, that stuff only goes so far. People figure this out. They have a cousin that got pinched, or their husband, or their wife. I think they've worn themselves out. Sometimes it takes, you got to get right down in the gutter before you see who brought you there. I mean, anyway, he is going to be on the ballot. They rule that today. So that's it. So I'm enjoying my walk. I'm going to hang a left this time. I haven't gone this way for a while. I'm loosened up right now, but I'm still a little stiff. Yep, the wheels are coming off the wagon. The proverbial wagon. So anyway, we're gonna get 3 days of rain. It's gonna be in the 50s though, which is okay with me. Some parts of the country are enjoying warmer than normal this time of year also. So we'll head on, finish up this walk, take a shower. Nice hot one. .6 miles. I've walked a little bit past halfway. Definitely after walking yesterday, I do not feel fresh. I mean, I feel okay, I just don't feel fresh. I remember one morning I walked through this section just as the sun was coming up. It was coming up over there. It was absolutely gorgeous. There was another time walking through here at sunset when we had that hurricane go just off our coast to Nova Scotia. To this day, in my entire lifetime, that was still the most beautiful sunset I've ever seen. I got video of it, pictures and everything. It was pretty awesome. Whew, got my heart rate up. I got a good pace going right now. That's because I want to hurry up and finish my walk. Actually get a better workout when I want to hurry up and have it over with. Whew. Then we're going to hit that section that's got loud cars going by. I apologize for that ahead of time. Wellman and Pettingill Street. Ooh, look at this. Shooting target. Live in this neighborhood with a 22 and be all set. And this here, nothing in it but crumbs, but this was somebody's marijuana tube. Contains THC, not safe for kids. 1 gram. Pure Michigan pre-roll. So that's somebody's pot tube. Somebody's marijuana tube. Really hate how marijuana makes me feel. No enjoyment in that at all. I don't like the influence of anything except coffee. Coffee is good. Oh, it's going to be nice to walk at night again. Several reasons why I like walking at night. One, you don't have the sun glare making you squint the whole time you're walking. And two, it's cooler at night when it's hot in the summertime. And three, there's a lot less cars and traffic. You don't have to deal with this, like right here. This person wants to pull out and leave. He's got his face all scrunched up like he's going to the bathroom because he can't see in the sun. Nice day for a walk. I'm just stiff. I'm stiff, lacking mobility. That's all right. I'll take a day or two. Stay home out of the rain. If there's a window to walk in, I'll take it. I want to say hi to V-Man, who may or may not be watching. I want to thank you for enjoying my walking videos, especially. Sorry about your girlfriend. Hope she recovers from the stroke she had. Terrible thing when that stuff happens, but the good news is she'll have you around to help out, I'm sure. Hopefully it's not too stressful. But anyway, I just wanted to wish you the best. Say a prayer for you and your lady. Looks like it's almost time for the city to come by and clean this up with the sweepers. I'm sure they have a set date for that. Thanks. Ooh, look at all the cars. Coming up on rush hour. School bus. Behind the cross, it looks like. Thanks. Thanks for not killing me. Truck looks like it's leaning over this way. See a lot of people looking at my hoodie. Had it for a few years. But it's Norman's Rare Guitars, Los Angeles. Some famous people shop there for instruments. Sometimes they have instruments that belong to famous people they sell. The older guy, Norman, who was running it there, was dealing with prostate cancer. Looks a little older, but he's still kicking. So anyways, people like my shirt. It's an unusual logo with a guitar on it, Norman's Rare Guitars. It's not something you see all the time, and people are always wearing corporate stuff. Pepsi or Budweiser or whatever, Bud Light. So, or a band or something like that. Now we'll head off this way where it's a little quieter. Oh look, my shadow. I'm following my shadow instead of the other way around. I'm wearing just sweats today because it's warmer. My lower back is just about spent. I really wore it out yesterday, I really did. The little kid's having a good time, riding along. Oh yeah, nice hot shower is gonna feel good. We're at 3.6 miles. Been recording for an hour and 3 minutes. I got 20 minutes to a half hour left on this battery. Should anyways. Should have enough time to get back home with it. I should be close to it, or close enough to it. Yeah, first time I can walk on this sidewalk all winter. Snow's all melted finally. Last year on March 12th I shot video walking this same route and there was still snowbanks. I was walking on the side of the road. So much different this year. It was okay with me. Used to be a Subaru Outback parked here all the time. Some woman drove it. My doggy friend there is barking at me. There's usually another one in the next yard over here. When he's left outside, he'll bark at me. It's not out there today. Then we got one around the corner. My black lab friend. He barks, or she barks at first. And she recognizes me after I talk to her. Is she out here today? Here today. Nope. Oh, there she is. Hi. Hi, buddy. How you doing? Believe it or not, that dog will like me after a while. When I come by it 3-4 nights a week and knows I'm not going to do anything, then the barking stops and it's not a big deal. The dog's just being a dog, protecting his home or her home. So, all right, this is that building on the street that decorates out front of their house. This is actually a massage place, professional therapeutic massage. They have their Easter. We're getting ready for Easter. Happy Easter. That's what that says. Not for him. Got knocked over. Oh well, that's not funny for the Easter Bunny. Roofing. What's the temperature? 57. That sign says 57. Hard to believe 4 days ago it was 22 and very windy. But there we have it. Yep, definitely not fresh. Oh, it is good though, is I'm wearing my walking shoes, my Reebok Aztrax. I'm on my second pair now that there's no slush and muck and all that crap to walk in, so my feet feel good. It's my back. I'm gonna get the stamina back in my back. Well, looks like somebody waiting for a ride, holding a phone. Like they're picking somebody up at the school bus. Well, that's nice. Alright, it's usually about the time the feed usually cuts out, so I'll just sign off now. Say thank you for watching. Click like and subscribe if you enjoy walking with Beau, or if you enjoy my gun videos, check those out, my vinyl LP videos, and whatever other shenanigans I will have coming. I might even start making some guitar videos. So anyways, thank you for watching. Have a beautiful day, everybody. Bye bye.